Morning, everyone. Thought it might be time to take a little walk out to the garden. Yeah, with the record heat that we've been having and all the big rainfall that has come down. Wow. Look at how it has just taken off. You can see how sunny it is because you probably see my shadow there. Wow, it's just taken off. It's crazy. It's marvelous. It's also a bit weedy. Yeah, I spent some time last night getting some of those weeds out, but man, you're a gardener, aren't you? You know what it's like. Just give an inch to a weed and it takes 20 miles. Just takes over the garden, it seems. Well, weeds have always been a problem. In fact, Jesus, in his parable that he speaks to us, oh, now this feels good. I'm in the shade. But when he spoke his parable that we have this week in our gospel lesson, he talks about weeds. How, all of a sudden they wake up one day and there's this field that had looked so perfect with wheat growing in it. Now all of a sudden, nothing but weeds. Well, not nothing but weeds, but now there's weeds in amongst the wheat. What do you do? Well, you know what the workers wanted to do? Get out there and start yanking out all those weeds. And yanking out all the weeds is what I was doing last night. But I have an advantage in that the weeds are more congregated and they're smaller than the actual cabbage and beans and things like that I have growing. Wheat, you can't do that because when you pull out the weeds, you're pulling out the wheat as well. And that's what Jesus said. And he said, just let it go, let it go. We'll take care of it at the harvest. Then we'll separate the wheat from what they called the tares, the weeds. All right, I get it. Good agricultural practice, right? Come on. When Jesus is giving a parable like that, he's not talking about agricultural practices. He's talking about our spiritual lives. What is it about weeds amongst the wheat that we need to really think about as far as our spiritual lives go? Well, that's something we have to struggle with. I think there's a lot of different ways we can interpret that. And one I thought about just recently was, how proud I feel when I get my garden all weeded out. I look at it and I go, good job, Rod. You can do it. And then I go driving by someone else's garden that's full of weeds and I go, what's the matter with you, bud? A little self-righteousness kind of gets thrown in there. Yeah, that can be us being self-righteous about how good we are as opposed to others. And I've been there. And I'm sure maybe you've been there too. Is that something that Jesus might be getting at? Our self-righteousness, our looking at others and saying, look at your life. You need to take care of this. You need to take care of that. Instead of us realizing that's Jesus' job. That's God's job. He'll take care of it at the end. Our business is to tend to that garden in a loving and caring way so that the wheat doesn't get injured or hurt. If there's a big giant weed here and there, yeah, maybe we need to take care of that. But if all we do is spend our time taking care of the weeds in other people's lives, what are we really doing to help them grow, to help them feel loved and accepted and wanted by us and other people in their lives? Maybe there's more to this parable than we first thought. Well, agricultural practices, yes, we do have to take care of our gardens. So I invite you to take care of your garden. I invite you to take particular attention to your life and to the lives of others. Show that you care. Show that you love. Show that it is God's love that in the end really matters. God bless you. Have a wonderful sunny day as you get out in your garden and take care of some of those weeds, but do it in a loving and caring way.